On 3rd February 2023, a section of journalists petitioned the High Court to challenge the Uganda Journalists Association election process.
We are saying that one, UJA is going into an election without respecting its constitution. There was no election register. People who were superintending over the process were the same people who were competing.
Another issue in contention was the kicking out of some members from standing for elective positions. However, in his judgment, Justice Musa Ssekaana dismissed the petition to the surprise of the applicants, who included contenders for electoral posts Abeka Lubowa, Blasio Mukasa-Zambali, Emmanuel Nkata, Asif Sekiwunga, and Martin Chimbowa. The nature of the judgment meant that all the other issues pertaining to the complaints were rendered null.
He addressed it on a technical issue alone, saying that UJA was incorporated as a limited company, limited by guarantee, sometime in 1983. And the directors or subscribers have since been changed, and therefore it's not a public body. It's not a public entity accountable to the general public, and that's not susceptible to judicial review.
The judgment further highlighted that Uganda Journalism Association is actually a private limited company with no power to regulate the profession of journalism. Also, that its membership is by subscription and voluntary. According to Justice Musa Ssekaana, who represented the applicants, the technicalities of the ruling opened the eyes of the applicants to the illegalities in the operations of UJA.
So UJA has been having a double or a dual personality. When it suits them, they choose to say we're an association of over 300 members and collecting money and people subscribing. But when we challenged that, when we put that to the test, we said, no, we are not a public association, we are private. And we are governed by the Companies Act, and we have only 5 subscribers.
So they have been masquerading since 1983. Those that have been paying any membership subscription money to UJA, those that have contested in UJA positions, either disqualified or qualified, those that have been different NGOs that have been funding this association, the so-called association. You have been funding an illegal entity.
According to the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, the company was registered on the 25th October 1983 by 5 original directors who were businessmen, namely Francis Odida, Bagenda Mpima, Paulo Waibale, Augustine Apechu, and Chintu Musoke. On the 21st May 2021, the company directors changed to 7 members: Mathias Rukundo, who is the current UJA president, Moses Bagoya Muwonge, Ronald Kabuye, Joshua Chalimpa, Isa Chigongo, Richard Chiyimba, and Emmanuel Chirunda. The petitioning journalists now realize that UJA has no legal mandate to obtain money from journalists in the form of membership, subscriptions, or organize elections.
If we had not gone to court, we wouldn't have known this.
They are now seeking the intervention of the State House Anti-Corruption Unit and other relevant bodies to take action against UJA.
Going forward, we are going to form an association.
However, when contacted, Mathias Rukundo, the current UJA president, and Emmanuel Chirunda, the association general secretary, have their own version of events at the association. Rukunda and Chirunda expressed that the facts were misinterpreted by the applicants and attribute this to fights for power and malice.
There's a huge distinction between a limited company and a public and a company limited by guarantee, and how they assume leadership and how they assume responsibility on behalf of association. I want to tell the public that if the lawyer cannot ably explain these distinctions, we are giving a space for anyone who wants to learn how these organizations run. Many of those colleagues who have been previously leaders of the associations have been registered in those books to transact on behalf of the association. So I do not know why other colleagues are surprised on this issue. I think they're only failing to accept that they lost the case, which they filed in their own interest.
Patrick Senyondo, NTV.
Oh no, oh no.